Hey, it's Richie and Wes.
He's Richie.
And he's Wes.
And this is our show. Guess what, bitches? We're back.
For the last time together for a while.
The next year.
Till next year. Yeah, that's right, because you're about to go to Mexico again.
That's right. We will continue to do the show while I'm down there.
Yes.
But it'll be...
We never take a break unless one of us is sick.
Exactly.
Or something random is going on.
But we will be in 2 different countries.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be away on the ranch resort.
It sounds so Texan.
It
Like,
does.
and I'm a Texan, so that's why I'm just saying it sounds like it's so Texan.
No, it's wonderful. We're gated in and safe and sound in our little oasis down there. So.
Yes, he's going to be in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. There will be someone at my house and dogs, so don't try it if you're a weirdo listening to this show. It's like, oh, but I can figure out where he lives.
Yep,
no,
nope.
Don't be breaking in. Nope.
Not at all.
Vicious,
Fully
vicious,
secured.
Vicious guard dogs.
Fully secured. Well, one of them is.
Well, yes.
One of them is not like people at all, so good luck trying to get a foot in the door before
like,
barking and snapping at your ankles happens.
The other one's just got the backup.
Yes, the other one's just observant. Like, he's waiting to see if he wants to chime in and then, jump you, but we'll see.
Well, there is some wild stuff going on in West Hollywood.
Wait, what? What did I miss? Did we both miss things? I love when this happens. So if you guys are just tuning in, we love to surprise each other.
We do, and we used to share our notes and combine them and talk about them ahead of the show. And now we're just like, I don't know, what did you?
Yeah, literally, because we started doing these weird surprise things that we skip over, and it was so much fun, and it was way more engaging. So we're like, fuck the notes as far as sharing. We have our notes individually, and then we just kind of go about the show.
We're just winging it,
pretty much.
Yes. So I actually have 2 things that are going on in WeHo.
What?
And I always forget how shit that West Hollywood does makes national news and crap like that. Because,
Same.
Of course. But this is so fucking wild. They don't make a Netflix documentary out of the MAGA influencer.
What?
Garrett Bruno.
Who?
He's some, hot douchebag.
Of course. Always. But, continue.
Yeah, the police had an arrest warrant for him, charging him with the murder in a collision that claimed the life of an 83-year-old woman.
How the fuck did I miss this?
And seriously injured her husband. However...
Don't piss me off.
An arrest was not possible. Don't get mad yet, because Bruno is currently in a coma.
Oh. I'm so sorry that slipped. I try to have a level of decorum on this show, but sometimes I just... No, I don't. Who am I kidding? I really don't.
We're going straight to hell. Yeah, he's in a coma because, and this really tracks, he was on a scooter.
Okay.
And apparently he himself got into an accident. And therefore suffered a critical skull injury. But if he were to wake up from his coma, he is facing 2 counts of felony murder.
Oh yeah, it's just on the Daily Mail UK. Yeah. Not them having a picture of him doing cocaine on the street. I'm dead.
This story is
talk about a story having legs. This is a whole ass spider.
Because he has been a problem for a long ass time.
Really? I've never even heard of this man before.
He's had several.
This is great though.
DUIs and moving violations.
What a
He's
douche!
had other
oh my god! I know exactly who this fucking douchebag is.
Yeah.
I don't know who took the pic
Garrett
of him
Bruno.
Doing blow or some other powdery substance on the street in broad daylight. What looks like a stroll.
It explains a lot.
It really does.
It explains a lot.
Oh, yes. That's
he had.
I love good news. I do.
Apparently,
I told y'all a week or 2 ago. I don't care anymore. Again, whatever class I had has been dismissed. And that's it. I don't care. I don't care. Wow.
So,
What's the next WeHo news?
That's been going on.
Because that was a bombshell.
All eyes on us, as West Hollywood also announced, I'm just calling it the Watchtower. The West Hollywood Watchtower.
Wait, what?
The Safer WeHo program is being launched.
The fuck is that?
The new program.
I'm sorry, I believe ever since I don't actually manage a bar in West Hollywood anymore. I don't have my Zoom meetings every week anymore with the city and stuff.
So listen to this. First responders are a army of drones. The programming consists of
oh god, I'm already hating this.
Pre-positioning unmanned aircraft.
What were those when I got fucking gay bashed? First of all,
buildings for use within West Hollywood. What are they going to do? Run people down? Do they have missiles on them?
Well, I mean, I know the drones have been in Beverly Hills for a hot minute.
That's true.
Yes, and there's a whole sign, by the way.
Yeah.
One of those tacky-ass construction-looking signs that says, "Welcome to Beverly Hills. Drones are active." I'm all, what the Skynet is going on?
Dystopian looking, because it is such a cheap-ass looking sign.
It's like one of those signs that says, like, construction ahead. But no, it says, "Welcome to Beverly Hills. Drones are active." I'm all, okay.
It's just wood posts with a sign bolted to it. Like, it's truly...
It's a mess.
Yes, well, phase 2 will
what is
also
this, the MCU?
Like, fixed real-time cameras putting blocks of West Hollywood on CCTV.
So we're becoming London, which is fine with me.
Yeah,
record like, all these idiots.
Everyone's like, "Ooh, Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother." I'm like,
that shit's been done for so long everywhere else in the fucking world. Like, and it's helped find people.
It has. Yeah. And constitutionally, you can take a photo or video on the street of anybody walking by. So, yes, the city's cameras will be used to assist in resolving crimes and deterring crimes.
Wow.
Part 3. Oh, wait, it is called a Watchtower. I thought I just made that up because of DC shenanigans. The real-time Watchtower, where a watch center will be established to serve in the hub, monitoring the live video feeds and the drones. So there will be policing going behind the scenes. It reminds me of, have you ever seen that show?
No. You already know the answer to this. I don't know why you always ask me this question.
Actually, I forget the name of it because there was one day when I was in London where I was like, you know what? I had just the afternoon off. I'm going to like get some takeout food and just watch TV here.
Yeah.
And, like see what their fucking TV's like.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they had this reality show.
Do they have like 3 channels there or something like that?
No, they have more than that.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I drew right to the crime shows.
Yes.
But it was like their CCTV footage. And theirs talk back to you. So if you're about to go to piss on a building, they can be like, no public urination, and you don't do it, and therefore you don't get a ticket.
God, yes. I'm obsessed.
Yes, so they would be like, they'd see something breaking out, like a fight, and people like getting whatever, they'd be like, stop fighting, blah, 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 units on the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they could like announce that shit right there, live, real time.
I love this.
And it seriously broke up so many situations because nobody started anything because, oh yeah, right.
I mean, that's common logic. How many times do you see like a fight or a brawl or something going on? The cops pull up, they just chirp their alarms and everyone just scatters like fucking roaches. Like, come on.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Oh, this reminds me of another WeHo thing. Our famous Vaseline Alley.
Oh, yes.
They're parking a police cruiser in Vaseline Alley.
Of course. In it. Yeah. That happens so much, but that's hilarious, though.
We used to have, in my small hometown, we used to have them do that down one of the country roads, but they would put a dummy in the car. Until
this show is already great.
The paper ran a picture of the dummy in the car. It was
not the scarecrow getting called out.
It was. Page 1 was still cows getting loose, but page 2, that picture of the dummy in the police car. Yeah, wild times. A scare hub.
Lord. Well, I have some exclusive WeHo tea.
I love the segue.
To the point that I can't share any names because we will be sued. So it is exclusive.
Why can't you? Okay, just
tell me. I will tell you, and then I'll segue into what I texted you earlier, which has no correlation, but it's still just as juicy. And that's a pun, actually, and you'll see why. a very popular bar in WeHo has been having bounced checks for their employees for the last 3 months.
Oops.
To the point to where a couple of higher up bartenders have had to have a text message conversations with the owners regarding them getting their payment, and then that's when they will send them money that is equivalent to their check. Recently, those same bartenders and the rest of the staff have also had empty envelopes where their tips should have been, and there are no tips in them.
That's wage theft.
Oh, yes. And when reaching out...
I mean, all of it, but that, yes, I mean, that's like the,
Yep.
Slap in the face!
And then when they have recently, as of this past weekend, reached out, the owners have not responded to everyone. A few people they have responded, saying that there was a mix-up.
Girl.
Even though this has been going on for a long time.
ADP doesn't really tend to mix things up.
No, at all.
You know, I will say one thing about them.
Yes, and also tips are cash. Right. So
where did the money go?
Where did the money go? Why are there envelopes that are empty with people's names on them?
Girl.
So there may be a certain bar in West Hollywood, and I'll tell you the name after the show, obviously, who may have some employees who are just going to not show up after this weekend if they don't get their money. And that is going to fuck some shit up.
Yeah. Well, you're already in a very bad place if you're bouncing checks. I mean...
Yeah. For months.
Girl, burn it down. Burn it down, take the insurance money.
Yep.
Build up anew, just like they did with Mickey.
Yeah, yep, just like with Mickey's.
Oh my god, speaking of fires...
What? Oh my god, the AutoZone?
This didn't happen quite in West Hollywood, but yeah, very close by. Yes, AutoZone and Fat Sal's.
Yes, did you know what actually happened though?
To a crisp. No.
Okay, so it wasn't even AutoZone. It was, there is a adjacent auto body shop. It caught on fire.
Oh.
The owner confirmed it. It burned up that whole... So, Fat Sal's is a sushi place right there, AutoZone, and this poor man's business that had over $1 million worth of vehicles waiting to be serviced in it are burnt to a crisp.
God. Fat Sal's is like one of those LA...
Yeah, it's like LA sandwich shop. Like, it's just... Yes. My first thought was, oh my god, this poor man. Oh my god, everyone else who doesn't have a job. Oh my god, these people who have their vehicles, now they don't have vehicles. Like...
Insurance money, baby.
Right. But those poor fucking employees, it's like, Jesus.
I know, it's fucking crazy.
Especially the ones that weren't even like the Fat Sal's employees, the AutoZone employees. Like, thank God nothing.
AutoZone has been there for 1,000 years.
Thank the sushi employees. Like,
yeah, it's one of those little strip mall corners.
Yeah, there's only those 4 places there too.
4 places are there. They're all sort of.
And my thing is this: AutoZone,
been there forever.
They're a big company. They can probably relocate people.
But aren't they?
You know what I mean?
AutoZone's franchises too, though.
Maybe, I don't know. I've never looked into it.
I feel like they're...
I'm happy that nothing exploded more than it actually did.
Yeah. All the... well, that's why AutoZone was fucking dust. So we went by it. We went the wrong way when we were going to Universal for Wicked last night, and we actually drove by it. AutoZone is...
Oh, yeah. It's gutted.
It is... That's why I thought the fire started there, because that is where
I saw it in real time, because someone, like, 10 minutes prior was like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? I see this fire from my apartment. And then they're like, someone says it's AutoZone. And then, like, I looked it up, and people just kept live streaming and, you know, posting things. And then the owner of the auto body shop was like, this is my shop that caught fire, actually. And everyone's cars inside are toast. And it just was a chain reaction because they're all connected.
Do you know what else went boom this week?
What?
Iceland. The volcanoes in Iceland are erupting.
Also, if you're just tuning in and you're not good with geography, for some reason, Iceland and Greenland are the inverse of each other. So Iceland has all the greenery. Greenland has all the ice for some reason. Who named these places, first of all?
I feel like it was done with malicious intent.
Yes.
It seems very purposeful.
Yes.
But yes, there were... Can you imagine being in it? Look, we're in LA. We're used to earthquake warnings. Or like, oh, it's... whatever, Santa Ana winds, or whatever fucking thing is, oh, this fucking storm is coming in. Okay, fine. Earthquake. Can you imagine? Beep, beep, beep. Volcano eruption. You have 45 minutes to evacuate. Uh-huh.
No, I could not.
The previous...
And I would not, because I've never lived anywhere that has a fucking volcano.
The previous report was like, nah, it's definitely not going to go off this weekend. Guess what?
Right on time.
Went off that weekend. Yeah, they had... I don't think they had more than an hour to evacuate.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I gotta break this news to you.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, so I teased Westifer that a frenemy of the show has some shit going down. And I'm happy to report about this now. Because now they are not a frenemy. They are now an enemy.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say what I'm going to say after what I'm going to tell you. Heather McDonald, allegedly, according to the Daily Mail, which, let me pause and I'll get to that at the end of it, is being considered for The View because they need more conservative correspondents. Conservative? But mind you, I said this, it had been over a year and a half ago, that something fucking didn't sit right with me with her. I called her ass out when she used the murder of a black woman as a headline for her show, did no research, and was just kind of... If you've ever watched Juicy Scoop, which is her fucking podcast, or listened to it, you think we're ill-prepared? Oh no. It's like, she will just read headlines and just make things up as she goes. It's a little insane.
I mean, we admit to it.
Exactly. And we also, will Google along.
Sure.
She doesn't fucking Google along for anything at all. It's half of her stuff is just thrown out there. And it's... So, but I was like, it makes sense why I didn't fucking like this.
So
why I didn't like this bitch.
Her conservative friends at the Daily Mail are pitching her for The View, basically.
Oh, I don't even think that that's it. Knowing her, and because I used to be a Juicy Scooper, and I used to talk about her show all the time, and how much I liked it, how I thought she was witty, and until I started finding the cracks in the fucking ivory, knowing her, I think that her publicist put this out there as a feeler. And I say this because she can't get her facts straight or do research on the shit that we talk about weekly. And that's not shade, that's just facts. I can't imagine this woman speaking politically, intelligently about anything, because at least what The View does, they will get some Elizabeth Hasselbecks and some fucking Meghan McCain's on there, but they at least come with political knowledge. They've at least done their research about something.
Or someone on their team has.
Exactly.
And they can read the note card.
Yep. They at least have
And some of them, not Meghan McCain, but some of them actually have been reasonable in terms of not being the cultist that just...
Yes. That Latina woman is a Republican that's on there, and forgive me, I'm not Googling along, but I forget her name, but she has some very strong points, and she also will go against her own party and say, this is bullshit, and this doesn't make any sense, and so she is a very good example. I think her name is Anna, I want to say. She's a very good example of someone that has an opposing view, but it can also call out the bullshit when it's bullshit. And not just be one-sided and, But I can't imagine Heather in that environment, because at all. And then I was like, you know what? This is why she was fired by Keenan Ivory Wayans. You know this story?
I feel like we talked about it once before, but...
Let me refresh you. It'll be very, very
worth
quick.
Repeating.
Exactly. So she was one of the writers and also a bit part on white chicks, which she will not shut the fuck up about to this day, which just shows you where her career is. Yeah, she has a successful podcast now. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But the fact that you have to harp on something that was 23 years ago, it's like, come on, girl. Like, okay. But she also admits that she was fired. And she got fired because her dumbass went on an audition for something and called out sick for work. When you work for fucking Keenan Ivory Wayans, who is one of the most well-connected people in the fucking industry, you don't think that he's going to find out that someone on his team left work and he called her up and said, yeah, don't worry about showing up tomorrow.
Not right.
No.
Not right.
There's a reason why Chelsea Handler and her are no longer speaking, because she leaked. And she says that she didn't. But I believe that she did, because why would Chelsea just make this up? That she was leaking stories to the press about Chelsea. And they were friends. They're like you and I friends.
Yeah.
And Chelsea took her on and made her a writer, and then made her a panel member on the show when she had her night show.
Nothing worse than a snake in the grass.
That thirst for fame and everything else is going to bite you in the fucking ass, girl.
Not if she gets on The View, because that's a multi-million-dollar contract there.
I will say this. The only reason why I would want her to be on there, because I want Joy and Whoopi to
destroy
eat her up.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have the rebuttal. She's so egocentric and does not have that I can dish it out situation. She's too sensitive. And I say this as a former fan.
Yeah.
Because I've seen how she reacts when people like Jeff Lewis come after her. She cowers down, and then it's deflecting, and then she's so proud when she has some kind of she doesn't have the bravado to deal with those women on that panel. But I would honestly like just one season.
Just one episode.
I don't even know if she would even last a whole season at all. Her podcast has gotten into her head. She has a huge ego. Mm-hmm. One of her former employees just came out 3 days ago with an interview about her, stating that she fired her basically out of nowhere. And she saw her at an event, and she saw Jeff Lewis, and she had always wanted to meet him, but couldn't because of Heather. And so she went, but she wasn't working with her. She had a whole other client. And she's like, oh my God, it's just Lewis. Like, and her client's like, oh, like, let's go say hi to him, whatever. And she said that she saw a woman from behind talking in his vicinity, but not to him. She didn't realize that was Heather. Heather turned around and instinctively gave her phone to take a picture with someone. And I think it was because she worked with her for so many years. Mm-hmm. Turned around, saw her face, and just probably had some cocktails. And she put her hands up like, I'm not taking your... And then that's when it clicked with Heather, and Heather was like... And so the girl made her way and said hi to Jeff Lewis and was having a conversation. Just like, hi, like, I've always wanted to meet you, yada, yada, yada. She said, Heather grabbed her arm and was like, oh, so you're like trying to work for Jeff Lewis now? Oh, I hope you get the job. I hope you get the job. And they're both looking like, what the fuck? And the girl was like kind of startled.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Heather, I guess, walked away, and Jeff was like, she's always like that. I'm so sorry.
Who keeps inviting her?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So no longer a frenemy of mine. She is an enemy. I've blocked her. I've already unsubscribed to her podcast, so. But good luck on The View, girl.
As I mentioned, the reason I saw AutoZone, Fat Cells and everything get burnt down was because I went to go see Wicked.
You are far more brave than I am. I refuse to see that unless it's like a Monday in like 3 more weeks when there's no one in the theater, basically, because I don't want to hear people singing off key.
It was a later showing. It wasn't totally filled up. It was the big 3D IMAX thing.
Were people singing?
No.
I
did not hear.
God.
I had popcorn ready. I was going to throw popcorn.
This is why we're friends.
At anyone who started to fucking
because I was like, this is not the Rocky Horror Picture Show where everyone's already seen it, and that's just expected.
It would have been the Rocky Horror Picture Show with my popcorn going across the theater. Absolutely not. No.
Okay, well, that's good to hear.
So, I think I mentioned this on the last episode. I was kind of just told that I was going because the gay group chat was like, you're on our AMC Entourage, so we got you a ticket. And I was like, all right, I guess.
Was it on the show or was it afterwards?
No, it was on the show.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. We went and got, like I said, the big theater with the cozy chairs that recline, and the leather seats and all this stuff. I had never seen Wicked, the stage play.
Really? That's right.
No idea. I'd heard the song Popular, and I'd heard whatever that yodeling song is.
Defying Gravity. I love how you said the yodeling song, and there's like that one part at the very end. Like it's a whole song or something.
The yodel song. Only know those two. I still cannot figure out how a 2-hour and 15-minute stage production
is going to be a 4.5-hour movie.
4.5-hour movie
because it's 2 parts.
Clearly part 1 because they flashed it right in the beginning of the screen and they flashed it right at the ending of the screen. I would say, from someone who's never seen it, that was good for me. I know how she became the Wicked Witch. Her little backstory. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It was beautiful. It was cotton candy. It was all those things. Every inch of the screen is clearly perfectified in every way. The script does have some fun plays on words. Like that. Ariana is this role.
Yeah.
She's wanted to play
She's been wanting to play
since she was like 10.
Yeah, which good for her. Dream come true.
So clearly everyone involved really loved it and all that stuff. I do appreciate that people are liking it. I found it thoroughly predictable and not in any way fresh. Like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was very well done. I don't want to put it down in any way because I know people are liking it so much. But it just didn't surprise me in any way.
Got you.
In any way.
Yeah.
No directorial choices that were like, ooh, interesting. Or, oh, they went for that here. Or like, oh, that's an interesting shot.
Mm-hmm.
But thoroughly enjoyable.
Not going to see part 2.
tells a good story. I'll probably be roped into seeing part 2. But it did lead us into a conversation on the whole world of Oz and the fact that there were 14 original books. 14.
What? I didn't even know that. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was the historian on that one. Because I had just watched something.
Okay.
No, I had read something about it. And there were, because the author just continued to write them throughout his life because it never it wasn't a franchise when he was doing it. It wasn't a movie when he was doing it or a radio show.
He was just writing.
Yeah, he was just writing the books.
Yeah.
And they're fucking weird ass books. If you think the stuff that you have seen in the movie or the TV shows or any of that stuff is, oh my God.
It's always dumbed down when it's from a book.
Almost
always.
Tale. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all kind of weird shit that goes on in there. I would say out of all of them, Return to Oz is the most true to the book.
It's also my favorite.
And
I love that movie.
Bizarre as hell. You have the Hall of Heads.
That's why I knew I was a little bit twisted as a child because it was on TV randomly, and I just happened to watch it. You know when you're like a kid and you're terrified, but you can't just tear your eyes away from it. That was me. And I was all, something's odd with me. And of course now I grew up loving horror and true crime and all kinds of other twisted bullshit. But
oh yeah, same here. I never understood as a kid why the second one didn't get as much attention as the first one. I was like, but yes, overall, I would say if you're a fan of the musical or the book that it's based on, I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff there from the book. I'm glad people are liking things. My favorite part was the end.
I mean, quite frankly, as someone that has seen the stage play twice at the Pantages, I thought that Defying Gravity was the end of the whole stage play. So if there was something else afterwards, I don't fucking remember it either. So we're on the same page on that.
That is the intermission. Yes, that's the intermission.
Okay, then I don't remember anything after that either. So maybe I'll just see this one too, because I don't remember what happened afterwards. I do remember small things, and I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but I remember
the musical's been out for 20 years. But there were people
I say this because some people are like, this is a musical, and I'm like,
that's true.
Girl.
No, and I had never seen the musical, and there were people in the group that had went to see it that, because some of them moved over here from another country after they were 18, they'd never seen Wizard of Oz. Yeah. They didn't grow up with it. Because that's not 2 or 3 people that were like, that wasn't a thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
So they
I'm not going to spoil anything at all. I do know how it ends as far as the character thing, but I thought that Defying Gravity was the last song of the whole fucking play. And I've seen that shit twice in person.
Unless it's a reprise.
So
maybe I
don't know. It's probably not. It's honestly probably the second portion probably just didn't grab me the way that the first half did, honestly.
But it was fine. It was enjoyable. I had a great time with all the gays.
Well, good.
We enjoyed ourselves and saved any attempts at singing for the walk back to the car when we were alone in the little echoey chamber in the Universal City Walk parking area.
That's fine. That I can.
Great time.
That is fine. I don't want to hear y'all singing off fucking key in the goddamn theater. I'm trying to enjoy my popcorn and my large fucking root beer that I paid good money for and had a discount for. No. Shut the fuck up. Sing that shit in your car.
I will say, I know we have a lot of LA area listeners. Universal they still had the popcorn tin. So if you wanted a tin, you could still get a pink one or a green one. They had special drinks that you can get. So they're definitely
on it.
Because I've been to other AMCs where they're like, yeah, we're out of that. Granted, I also saw it 2 days before the release. So,
well, there you go. I have a callback to last week's episode, actually.
What is that?
And I'm going to say I'm not going to speak for you, but it might jog your memory now. So remember how last week we talked about the drag queen Lala Ri, who retired from drag, and we were like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Right.
Okay. Well, I do watch a YouTube page called I think his name is Matt. He does drag queen. He got really, really big out of nowhere. Really sweet British guy. He literally just does recaps of things that are going on in the drag world, basically, and they do like a panel at like this bar called Roscoe's. I think it's in Chicago or something like that, and he'll recap what the queens have talked about there. One of the good YouTubers, not like Heather McDonald. And he did a little special like a few days ago about drag queens who have quit or put their career on pause. And that was the first one that popped up. And I immediately knew who the fuck it was. So Lala Ri is the drag queen that is known, actually, she's a very good drag queen, but is known for this horrible gift bag dress. Have you seen this dress?
No.
It literally was a dress made of...
I still have no idea.
Made of gift bags. I can't remember what... Oh, I think it was like it was some challenge. It's this girl. I don't know if you've seen the images. Okay.
Nope.
And I don't even watch Drag Race, but I know who that person is. But he summarized why she quit, and I actually respected it.
Okay.
So basically... I should say, because he goes by he, him pronouns. He's just started posting fashion shots of him out of drag and all this stuff. People were like, why are you not posting pictures of you in drag? Like, that's what you're known for. That's what you've done. He's been on a bunch of seasons and done all these things and had a great career. And I guess someone actually finally asked him in an interview, like, so are you done with drag? And he was like, I am actually. I'm done with it. It was actually something that I did for fun. And I got on Drag Race, and it took off. And who am I to look a gift horse in the mouth?
Yeah.
He's like, but with my career taking off as fast as it did, and me doing all these great things, and traveling around the country and the world, and all these things, I mean, all these different shows, he's like, I feel, and I've thought this myself, and I've always wondered, especially me knowing other drag queens for, at this point, 15, 17 years now, that have been on Drag Race, and I've known that I've helped them even get into drag for the first time. I've always wondered, like, how does that feel, having to be this character all the time? And it's kind of like an actor. Actors retire from roles all the time. You're in this thing, and he said, I feel like being in drag, you're put in a box. He's like, I'm creative in way other different ways, and I appreciate the art of drag, but I don't want this to be my thing. And I start feeling like I'm doing this for people, I'm not doing it for me. And I don't want to be known as a drag queen all my life. And I don't want to do all this makeup and all these wigs and all these costumes for the rest of my life. I don't want this to be the only thing I'm known for, but I'm so talented in so many other areas. He's like, I think that drag is an art. I think it's something that I did as an art piece. And I want to move on from that, and I want to actually let people know what I'm actually capable of outside of the drag community. And I think that that's respectable. I think it's very easy to get caught up in something that's paying well and something that's affording you all these luxuries and whatnot. And I think that's also why a lot of celebrities are very, very fickle and not the nicest, because some of them don't want to do it, but it's paying the bills.
It's their shtick.
Yes.
It's their shtick, so they've got to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of joked on that or riffed on that on the last episode, where it is hard to be like, but I want to be a real artist when you're already making money as an artist.
Yeah, and everyone knows you as this one thing.
I want people to take me seriously. They are taking you seriously as a drag queen.
Yeah.
You're obviously whatever. I mean, not that,
Yeah.
No, I get that totally, and I think that would be hard. I think that it does hit on, as much as Rue is out of drag on the show, there has never been a time that at that judges panel, she has not done up.
Yep.
And that's a character that, granted, she's married to, and that's her whole brand and all that stuff, but that is her whole brand. And she's the OG. Of course. And there's no one bigger or more successful. I'm not saying it as a negative, but there have been points, I would say, in RuPaul's career where I think he has tried to branch out, doing more acting and things like that, but not being in drag.
Yep.
And
it hasn't popped off that way.
It hasn't quite popped off the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. I also wonder if that's...
Not that they weren't good performances or good movies.
No.
But just...
I also wonder if that's part of the reason why people have had so many bad experiences with RuPaul, because you kind of created this monster that you really can't get out of. Mm-hmm. So I applaud Lala, now that I actually remember who the fuck he is, just for breaking away from that, because he does do music and he does all these different things, you know what I mean? So it's like, and he's like, I'm still going to do all the things that I've been doing, just not in drag. Yeah. He's like, it's still me. He's like, I'm still going to keep the name. I created the name, and that's what I'm known for, but I'm just not going to be in drag doing it. I'm like, good for you. Oh my God, did you see Kesha's Joyride video?
Finally came out.
4 months later? Yeah, it came out yesterday, late.
Girl, you kept us waiting for a very long time.
I'm gonna guess you did not see it, right?
I have not actually seen it.
Oh, well, you're not missing fucking anything. It's like Mad Max. The whole time she's in the goddamn car, someone's trying to fucking shoot her. There are explosives and helicopters. I'm like, girl, that happens in LA traffic every fucking day of the week. Like, you're showing me nothing. I was expecting a campy video that fits the weird Carney-esque vibe of the song.
I've already seen the fan-made videos that are using all of the
meme video is far better than the actual video. I'm like, girl, we waited. I love you to death. I'm going to support you.
Of course.
And she already announced another single.
I'll watch it after the show.
And I'm going to listen to the album when it drops next year. Don't get me wrong. But 4 months for that video? Girl.
If she'd really just done guerrilla filmmaking and stole a car and got chased by the police, that would have been amazing. But
yes.
No.
With like some funny, with a clown in the passenger seat or something. I mean, come on. Play off the song.
I would send her bail money, okay?
Play off the song, girl. Like, something. Yeah. Like, keep picking up people at random places.
It's very, very, very literal.
Yes.
To be in a car.
If you're gonna do that, then make it campy.
My God.
And like,
you couldn't be on a spaceship. Disappointed, but we still love you, Kesha.
We do. I'm still gonna support. I still watched it.
Of course, yeah.
What do you have next?
I have one last topic. We've been talking about these IPs that go up they go out, like, basically you can do any adaptation of them. Because they're over 100 years old or whatever. Continuing the horror movie occasion.
Oh no.
Of childhood cartoons. Popeye The Slayerman will be released in January of 2025.
Oh God.
I'm including a link in our notes.
This sounds ridiculous and I'm going to watch it. Oh God, they got the forearms correct.
They got the forearms, he's bloody.
Could they not blend it in with the hand fucking shade though?
No.
Also, you know, that adds the cam to it.
It does add to the cam.
It really does.
It looks like the fakest ass arm you've ever seen.
Did that fucking Rudolph or Bambi fucking movie come out yet? Speaking of which,
no.
I thought we talked about that fucking forever ago.
Winnie the Pooh. There's been the Bambi. There's been, yeah.
Now I gotta Google along for this because we talked about that forever ago. Oh, that comes out next year. Bambi, The Reckoning.
When will the copyright be up on Flash Gordon? Because someone needs to remake that franchise.
Yes.
ASAP. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this old movie.
Oh, it's talk about campy.
Oh my god, it's so old and campy, but it's so fucking good. The entire soundtrack is done by Queen. It stands up to this day as far as the effects and shit like that, because it's just lasers and whatever. Like, it's nothing over the top.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is completely over the top. Like, it's totally balls to the wall bonkers.
It's nuts.
Just the whole premise of, like,
absolutely
oopsie getting into a rocket that goes into another dimension.
Literally.
Okay.
We're not exaggerating, by the way.
No.
That's exactly what the plot is.
Yeah, I want to see a remake of that. Like, a good one. I love that movie.
We could probably film it on fucking iPhones with some fucking, like, shitty-ass cosplay and, like, go viral on us.
I'm down. I'm totally down. I want to play the doctor. I want to play the crazy doctor.
Alright, so here's a part of the show that you zone out on because you don't keep up with it. And that's okay, but I have to keep the listeners informed.
Oh, we're going to do a Housewives thing.
You already know. And this is... See? We've been doing this show for so fucking long. We already know what our beats are. We really do.
It's kind of like the Wicked experience for me. Like, I'm enjoying it vicariously through you.
Exactly.
Just not my thing.
Yes. I have to give props to whoever is casting this new crop of brand new housewives. Because they usually bring, like, one on every few seasons when they phase someone else out, you know, whatever. I am in fucking love, and so is the rest of the fandom, with Bronwyn from Salt Lake City, because she's holding these fucking weird-ass Mormons accountable for everything.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and summarize this. There was a fight of rich fucking people shit. They went to fucking, I think, Palm Desert, something like that. They're in Salt Lake fucking City. Bronwyn flew them out in a private jet there, and then flew them back on a normal plane back.
Okay.
I wouldn't give a shit. She gave them and their husbands gifts when they were there. She housed them. I'm not mad at it. I would shut my ass up. Cool.
Yeah.
Mind you, just a little tea.
Who are they that they need to fly private?
Exactly.
Anyways, first of all.
Thank you. So if you're not aware, because there's been some discourse, and I've had to school some people on these things, because I know way too much about Bravo production, because I have some friends that work for them, so I know these things. And also, former housewives who are no longer associated with them have spilled the beans on behind-the-scenes stuff. So, domestic trips, they do 2 trips normally per season. There's a domestic trip and there's an international trip. Domestic trip, one of the housewives basically pays for it. There might be a little bit of kickback for things, but it also kind of guarantees you a possible raise for next season, more airtime, which leads you to, because they cut out a lot of things, which they'll showcase more of your storyline, which it's one of the perks.
It's a pay-to-play situation.
Exactly. Because people are like, why are they even making this all up? Because production paid for it. Like, no, they didn't. Not for the domestic trips, not at all. International trips, yeah.
How
production.
cheap, Bravo.
Right.
How cheap.
Right. That part.
Wow.
But yeah, she flew them out on a private plane, and then on the way back, she still paid for the plane tickets, mind you, but they were pissed off that they were in coach.
Girl,
so this was
I could see making jokes about it, but actually complaining about it.
Yes. Oh, they complained about it at a dinner, and this girl, who was a fashionista, mind you, someone said, well, I don't see why, but like, it was this whole argument, and this girl, in the most Richie Rich fashion, said, I don't understand why all of y'all are upset about it's 67 minutes, mind you, about a 67-minute flight. Well, then why didn't you book us first class back. She says, because it's my goddamn fucking credit card, bitch. And I didn't want to. Can't get mad at that.
There you have it.
And then my favorite, this girl, her name is Bose. She is the newest addition to Beverly Hills Housewives, and I knew she was going to be a force to be reckoned with because new housewives, normally they get introduced on like the second, maybe third episode. And when they do the title card, they're all holding whatever the fuck they hold. In Beverly Hills, they hold a diamond on the title card. And whatever. Normally, the newest housewife isn't there until she gets introduced. This woman was introduced first episode. She is beautiful. She is black. Her name means goddess. And when I tell you she is a goddess and Bose is the boss, this woman, because everyone thinks housewives is just a bunch of little housewives that do nothing at all, and in a lot of cases that is the case. Not gonna lie. Oh, no. She's widowed. She is a senior marketing exec. She's retired now at the age of 47.
Okay.
Wait for it, Uber, Netflix, Apple Music, Pepsi.
Jesus.
I was like, wait, what? Normally there's like, oh, like I did this for this big company. She just named off 4 huge fucking companies that she has worked with.
I'm kind of surprised she would do a show like Housewives.
I think, honestly, because she's retired, she's probably bored.
Well,
it's like me doing Uber. Like, quite honestly. You have that much money and that much success. You've done all this stuff she said, for 25 years now. Like, she's probably bored. And it's like, whatever. I don't need this job. But it could be something fun to try out. And if I don't, Sutton Strack's on there, who she was recently divorced when she first came on the show. And she gets $337,000 a month. Didn't even know that she owned a part of a baseball team until her divorce papers were delivered because her husband kept things from her. And she said herself, oh, I'm doing this for fun. I was approached. Whatever. What do I have to lose? I'll be on camera for 6 months and have some dinners and some free drinks. And if I don't like it, then nothing's going to change.
It does seem to be a higher echelon of housewives now.
Oh, especially with Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
They set the bar they're the first franchise that actually had names that you recognize and giant mansions and legitimate businesses and people not going bankrupt. And for spending money on glam and all that stuff like other franchises. No one's gone to prison on Beverly Hills.
Not yet.
True. But yeah, no. But yeah, I was like, oh, and she's just so engaging and just regal. And
who's doing the casting for
I don't know.
Where are they finding these interesting people?
I don't know, but I'm loving it because I've been bored for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And the fans as well, and the cast members, they're like, who is this woman? Like, where did she come? Like, it's been this whole thing. It's like, this casting's been top fucking notch.
Yes.
Like,
who is infiltrating these society women circles to find these
that have all this spare time with all this money and the funny thing, actually, because Garcelle Beauvais from Coming to America and Jamie Foxx show, she's been on there for a couple of years. It's funny because there's a cast member named Dorit, and she's been playing like her husband and her have been fine. Kyle Richards, who's Paris Hilton's aunt, she is now divorced from Mauricio, who's like his real estate mogul now. But yeah, Dorit and her husband, who's like Boy George's manager and this big UK manager, they filed for divorce, and that's like a big storyline for her this season. And they just started airing like last week. But there's something to say about these shows because there needs to be someone to move the storyline around. Not everyone has to have some dynamic storyline. Someone needs to ask the hard-hitting question that the audience is asking. Garcelle's the only person that asked about Eric and Jane's situation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
people love it.
I want to know.
People have been calling Garcelle, she doesn't do anything. I'm like, she shows her family and she moves the story around.
Right.
And she asks the things that we as the audience are like, so, did you know about the fucking shit?
By the way, yeah.
She had the best confessional response. It was a couple of seconds. Because the producers were asking her, and now they're breaking the fourth wall, because you can hear the producers asking them questions and whatnot, and they're replying, which I actually love, because it takes the mystique out of the whole situation. Right. But they were like, what do you think about Dorit's divorce? You know, like her divorce announcement. She's like, I don't know, but she's like, something is in the air, and I don't know what it is, but we need to be protected. And she's like, wait, who else in our group is married right now? And she looks, she's like, none of us. God damn. They're all single. The first cast of Real Housewives that is now all fucking none of them are housewives. Single women.
Yeah, I feel like the show has always kind of lost me at that because I don't think some of them always were housewives, but some of them weren't, and like I never.
They all were at first, and then all these divorces started happening. Is what happened.
Even from the very beginning, I never really understood it though. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm down for a whole season.
Didn't you say the Housewives of New York one was supposed to be something else altogether? Anyways, wasn't that how it started?
A lot of franchises start off as a different reality show, and then they tap them into Housewives. So Potomac was supposed to be like
okay,
like the etiquette of Potomac, or the like.
Got it.
Like something like not a Vanderpump Rules, but like something else that wasn't Housewives based. It was supposed to be like business, or like New York started off with businesswomen, so that's why they focused on all their businesses at first, and then once they went through the filter that is Bravo, they were like, let's make this into a Real Housewives franchise type situation. Same thing happened like with Potomac. So if you notice that if there's a brand new franchise and they're talking about something repeatedly, then you can probably guess that it started off as something else, and they decided to make it a Housewives franchise.
Yes.
Instead of like Ladies of Miami.
What was the first one? OC?
Yeah, that was the first one, and that was an actual Housewives franchise. Okay. That was it. Because
I never watched that one either.
Me either. I didn't care. No. I tuned in for Atlanta, Beverly Hills, now Potomac, and Salt Lake City, and that's about it. And even then, I'm touch and go. Yeah, but whoever's doing casting at Bravo to you, because you're finally getting some people who are interesting, have something going on for themselves, that don't care about drama, and they're interesting by themselves, literally. Like, I can watch Garcelle because she has a whole Lifetime production and a Netflix deal.
I think that was always my issue with it was...
You're watching these petty women just bicker about shit?
Yes, and not that I think I have a lot of drama in my life, but I have enough drama and I have enough stuff going on with myself. Like, I am a gay man living in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
There's already enough drama going on.
Yep.
I don't need...
We could walk outside and do a live video right now and probably find some drama,
Exactly.
Honestly.
So it just never seemed to me like they were driving towards anything where any of them had kind of a positive story, or they were doing something that benefited anyone but themselves.
That was my argument with these fucking stans, because they were like, Garcelle's so... I'm like, I don't think she's boring. I think it's interesting, because she even said in the first episode of this season, she was like, you know, like, because her son came over to visit her, and so she was in Atlanta on a project, and she was like, you know, back in the 90s, you know, when I was modeling, like, my son was with me on every set, so it means a lot for me to have him here. I'm like, that's a cool story. And she's like, and I was always told that once you're 40 and a woman, especially a woman of color, you're not going to work. You're washed up. You do nothing. And she's like, so for me to be in my 50s, to have my own production company, to be doing these movies for Lifetime, to be doing these projects for Netflix, I'm working more than I ever have before.
Yeah.
She's like, that I like to see. I don't care about them bitching about a fucking plane ticket or about whose house is bigger. Like, those things are trivial, but like the casting lately, I'm like, I'm interested in everyone individually, and that is interesting to me.
Because they're doing things.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, the throwing drinks in each other's faces.
Yeah, no, I'm like...
The table flips.
No, that was fucking Jersey.
Stuff.
I'm like, I'm done with that. Yeah,
come
but no.
on.
Yeah, so I think that whoever's in charge of casting is realizing, because the ratings have been going down, I think everyone's just done with that. It's like, we can see people fight on the internet for free. Like, we don't need to subscribe to fucking Peacock or...
Everything kind of has that, you know...
It was interesting at the time.
And of
like,
course
almost 20 years ago
back
now.
On it going, oh my God.
Yeah. Now it's like, let's
just
get some
like people are looking
stories.
back on other reality shows like Next Top Model. In fact, there's a whole documentary series about the Next Top Model girls who all have come out of the woodwork to talk about their experience on that show and how they were mistreated and how fucked up their careers.
And how and also how that actually happened in the fucking modeling world. As someone that used to model.
Yeah.
No one's going to ask you to walk on a fucking plank over fucking water where you could possibly fall off. No, that's not going to happen ever.
And the planks will be moving.
Yes.
No.
Or those weird pendulum things that they have.
God.
That never fucking happens. No one's going to want to ruin their fucking clothes or endanger a fucking model and have a lawsuit.
No one is going to tell you the day of the shoot you have to cut your hair.
No, that never fucking happens. At all.
Yeah, we're going to look back at a lot of the stuff and go, ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems like there's a shift at Bravo, and for the better, I will say. You're getting actual smart, intelligent people that have stories. I don't care what you fucking fans think. I don't want to fucking hear people bitch about who got their drink order wrong or have someone misconstrue a fucking phrase for a whole fucking season. No, I'd like to see people actually...
There's always going to be that petty audience for it, but I just don't think you should feed those things. They'll find, they'll find something to
get a couple
about.
Of dramatic moments, and that's fine.
Sure, but
like, let me see these women
aim a little bit higher.
Yes,
that's why I like documentaries, and I bring them up so much because I often feel like they're at least trying to teach something or talk about how you can make something better.
Yes,
or like I just watched a documentary called Buy Now, which is about how in our consumer world, just like I think when you watch a Housewives franchise or other reality shows like Kardashians or what have you, they're very, very materialistic. They're always talking about the new thing that they're wearing or the jewelry or the makeup or this or that or whatever. And people are buying all these products, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of products. Do you know how many phones are thrown away in a day? Like, it's crazy to think about how many just phone devices are being thrown away and where they actually go. They don't go away.
No.
Where's away? We're not shooting them into space yet.
Nothing goes away.
No. Although, still, my idea for a reality show, shoot them into space.
Exactly.
Put some garbage in there.
Yep.
With the celebrities that we're exiling into the sun.
But Heather McDonald. I'm gonna stay in her neck now.
But the show was basically like, for as much doom and gloom as it kind of presented, it was like, well, here's solutions for that. Here's ways to mitigate your shopping habit.
Yeah.
Here's ways to reuse stuff. Here's ways to buy less. Make your own. And sure, it shouldn't always be on the people. Companies have to be doing it too. Blah blah. But it kind of gives you a sense of, okay, this stuff is going on, as dramatic as it may seem.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're seeing these places in Guana and China where they're just dumping phones and people are breaking them apart with hammers and releasing all these fucking chemicals and toxins and shit. But then you're sort of left with like, okay, we're trying. And even though Housewives is not really a show for me, I like that they're moving towards people who are doing things for themselves in positive ways. Obviously, if someone has like a production company doing all these things, they're obviously employing other people, blah, blah, blah.
100%, yes.
Up, giving other people opportunities. I think we should start looking at those things more often and should start focusing our, reality media consumption on things that might inspire us and benefit us.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm trying so hard to end this on a nice note after I drilled through Wicked. After we laughed at people being in comas.
Well, I have a very positive note for the end of the show.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Yes, I got this.
Okay,
Don't worry. It's all right. Okay, so I don't know if we talked about this off the show last week or not, but I don't think we did. Okay, so I've been on a journey for the last 4 months for something very precious and very rare. You know, you have like childhood flashbacks to things. You're like, oh my God, I forgot. I used to like love that. Or
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like a smell will bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, and this is the foodie that I am. It's very funny. I remembered that I used to love, for no reason.
That's why I'm not peeing you guys.
Exactly. Thank you for the clarification. That's on the Patreon. I used to love creamy chicken top ramen. So this memory popped up out of nowhere months ago. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go down to Rouse by my house and get some, because I don't eat top ramen. I eat all the time, but I normally eat actual prepared
ramen, yeah.
Yes. Nowhere to be found. Well, that's weird.
Yeah, because I've never heard of this.
Yeah, then I go...
I've never heard of this.
I go to Spartan Final. Nope. I go to Vaughn's. Excuse me. I go to Vaughn's. Nothing. I go online. It says it's at another store. I drive 25 minutes away. Not there.
No, I would be so mad.
Oh, yes.
I would start to question my reality if
Oh,
it
no,
really existed.
same.
Yeah.
And so then I go online, and I see that stores supposedly carry it in my area. I've been on a wild goose chase for this for months. I've made a TikTok about it. I get a package.
Oh my God.
The other day. And with all that's going on in the world, I'm thinking, is this anthrax? Did one of the MAGAs fucking find me on Twitter? I didn't order anything at all. Who's sending me a fucking gift? I'm not dating anyone at the moment. I'm hella, like, suspect. Because you never fucking know anymore.
You never know.
Sorry, I had my life threatened by a fucking bar before. Yeah. That said they were going to find me and break my knees and leave me covered in my own feces. So, when a package shows up at my door with my name on it that I didn't order, and that no one said they were going to send me, and it's not Christmas yet, I'm a little suspect.
Yeah.
But I open it. My mother found...
Oh.
Fucking... I could cry. Creamy chicken ramen. A 36-pack.
It better be.
And sent it to me anonymously.
Oh. That is adorable.
I'm getting misty-eyed right now. I really am. I'm sorry. How cute is that, though?
That is very cute.
She saw my TikTok. That she can barely even fucking run.
She's like, somehow I got on the TikTok.
And sent me a whole package of this ramen that she found. So I'm set for the next year and a half.
Maybe it's a regional thing.
Maybe. But also, why are there grocery stores here in fucking town saying that they have it and they don't? The wealthiest goddamn state in the nation, they can't get your fucking ramen count right.
Come on, California.
Come on.
No, that is adorable.
Positive note.
Yeah, I love stuff like that because, yeah, you do have those cravings and then you're like, well, I have to find it.
I forgot. I haven't had them in like 21 years, I think. And I used to love them.
And did you have one right away?
Not right away. I had one last night, though.
Okay.
It was so nostalgic. I felt like a college kid all over again. And I was like, oh, this is why they didn't change the recipe or anything. Because that happens sometimes years later. Yeah. You're like, this is not what I remember it being because they changed something in the recipe. Probably because it wasn't good for you, but still. This is why
they took out the lead.
This is why is why we look so fucking young, is because of all the toxins that we ingested when we were children, honestly.
Thank you.
It's preserving us. But
like
no,
embalming fluid.
It was
keeping us.
It was like a time machine. I felt like I was back in my first apartment with my big screen, playing my video games, not doing my college work that I should have been doing. I was like, All is right in the world for like 5 minutes while I finish this ramen. It was great.
Love that.
Yeah. So there's a positive end of the whole show. My mom bought me ramen, or found ramen. I don't know where the fuck she even got it from, but. And if you want me, I'll send them some to you, because I'm probably not gonna. It'll be like once every few months situation.
It'll last.
I have 36 goddamn packs.
That could probably last.
She's probably been holding them from fucking 1995, honestly.
Oh.
But.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out our sponsors and our show notes and save some money by using our coupon codes. Until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.